Hello my crafty friends, this is Mary at Cardz TV, and today we're going to make an Easter card. We'll be using the Artiste cartridge, the Doodle Charms cartridge, and the Easter 2010 cartridge. And from this cartridge, this is just the cutest bunny ever, because somebody has taken a bite out of his ear, and that's why I love this one so much. Because he's a cute little chocolate bunny, and you know what? When there's chocolate around, we have to take a bite, don't we, guys? I always did that when I was a kid. I ate the ears first, didn't you? So we're going to be using these on our card. And for our sentiments, we'll be using the Cardz TV Stamp Sets Easter Pennies. And from this one, we're going to use I never met a chocolate bunny I didn't like. Truer words were never spoken. And for the inside, from the Happy Days set, we'll be using Happy Easter. We'll be using a white card base, and this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And this is a landscape style card. And we're going to put this pretty pink mat on here. This is Basil cardstock, and it's got lots of nice texture to it. And this was cut at 4 by 5 1/4. I'll go ahead and get this added to the front of my card. Our next mat is this really cute blue and white polka dot, and I've cut it at 3 3/4 by 5, and I went ahead and stamped it with that sentiment from the Easter Penny set. I never met a chocolate bunny I didn't like, and I used Memento Tuxedo black ink. And before we adhere this to the front, I've got this cute little Easter basket that I cut from the Doodle Charms cartridge, and you'll find that on page 89. And I cut this basket at 3 1/2 inches, and then I took this Cuttlebug embossing folder and ran my basket through, but just the bottom half. I didn't want to do the handles because that's kind of thin, and I was afraid that it might make it tear. But this kind of looks like a wedding ring quilt. I'm sorry I don't know the name of it, but it's really pretty. And it kind of looks like a woven basket. And then I took some Tim Holtz tea dye distress ink and went over it to make that woven look really stand out. Now before we adhere this down right here, from the Artiste cartridge, on page 73, I found this grass, because I wanted to put some grass in my Easter basket. So I cut this strip right here at 1/2 inch. And I'm going to take my two-way glue pen, and here's this little strip of grass right here, and I just want just a little bit of it to show. So I'll go ahead and get this on, and then we'll put the basket on the front. Now you can see I've got just a little bit of that grass showing. I've already put some adhesive right here, and I'm going to do the handle, and then we're going to put this on the front. And then we've got a couple more things to put on the front of this little mat right here before we adhere it to our card. And we're going to just center that sentiment right there. There we go. Now I've got another strip of grass that I'm going to put right here, and it's from the Artiste cartridge. It's just like this one, except I cut this one at 1 inch, and I've got this on 1 thickness of foam tape. And I cut out some little eggs from that Doodle Charms cartridge, and I think we're going to put those on top of the grass. Well, I decided to put 1 egg behind the grass, and then I'm going to put the other one on top of the grass. But first I'm going to trim it off because it's a little bit too long, and then we're going to go ahead and adhere this to the front of our card. So I'll just trim this off. You'll find these little eggs on the same page as the basket, page 89 in the Doodle Charms cartridge, and I cut these two at 3 inches, and I cut 2 more for the inside, as well as this one, which I cut at 5 1/2. And this one's going on the inside with 2 others. So I'm going to put that one right there. And from the Easter 2010 cartridge, I told you about this cute little chocolate bunny right here. Now this doesn't come with a manual. For this one, you use your overlay. And there's only 2 cuts for this bunny. Here's the bunny right here. And I cut that bunny at 3 inches out of some chocolate brown cardstock. And then you go right below and you cut the bow. And I cut that out of pink. Now it cuts a hole for his eye, but I just don't like that. So I gave him a Google eye, and that kind of looks like the little candy eye that comes on the little chocolate bunnies. And then I inked all the way around him with some Tim Holtz Tea Dye Distress ink to try to really show where that bite's been taken out of his ears. And he's on 2 thicknesses of foam tape, and I'm going to add him right here. And I'll go ahead and get these adhered down, and then I'll show you the cutest thing I found in the Artiste cartridge. It's so cute. Now, we've got the front all done except for one thing. I wanted to put a bow right here on my Easter basket, but I didn't have any ribbon that matched the pink. So I went looking in my cartridges, and in the Artiste cartridge, there's 3 paper bows. So I thought I would give this one right here a try. I like this one that's got the bow that hangs down, but I was afraid it would be too long and it would come across the sentiment. So that's why I chose this purple one. Now I cut this out at 3/4 of an inch. And you look at it and you think, that could never be a bow. But the Artiste cartridge comes with an instruction book that tells you how to put all the cute little boxes and different things together. So I went over to page 32 in the assembly instruction book, and here's that bow, and here it is cut out, and it shows you exactly how to fold it and how to put this together, and it's so simple. It cuts a little mark here and here that you use to fold. So we're going to fold these in just like in this picture right here. And you don't want to use any really thick cardstock because you want your bow to be pretty. Now you see it's got holes in it. You're going to match up these 2 holes and then bring them to this center hole. And you can go ahead if you want and put some glue under here, but I'm going to put a brad in mine. And you do the same thing over here. You just very carefully match up all your holes. And look what a cute little bow. And all you have to do is match these holes up. And I've got this really cute brad. It's kind of a dark pink and it's got a little white daisy in the center. So I'm going to put that through all these holes. And like I said, if you don't want to do a brad, you can just glue it and then put a rhinestone or something on there. But I really like this brad. I thought it was so cute, and it looks like spring. And I'm going to put this on a glue dot and put that right here. And now I have a matching bow. And it was so simple. Okay, the front's all finished. Now we're going to do the inside. And I've gone ahead and adhered my mats together. I have a pink mat, and it's 3 by 4 inches. My blue and white polka dot mat is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4, and my white sentiment mat is 2 1/2 by 3 1/2. And I had told you I cut an egg at 5 1/2, and I was going to add that in there, but I didn't like it once I laid it on there. So that's why I went ahead and stamped Happy Easter up in the corner of this sentiment mat. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put my other 2 little eggs down here that I cut at 3 inches. And that'll be the inside. So I'll go ahead and get this adhered. And then we'll come back and take a last look at our little Easter card. Here's my finished card, guys, and it has made me hungry for chocolate. I love this little chocolate rabbit. There's the front, and then here's the inside. All ready for Easter. It'll be here before we know it. Thanks for watching today, guys. I'll see you again soon. Bye now.